First time in this room, streaming. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Boop. It's nice not having to have it automatically go on the Discord that I'm going live. One less thing to worry about, I suppose. Okay. PopCap Games presents Plants vs. Zombies. Bum 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 bum. Tutorial time. I do wish the text for this bit and stuff, like the numbers and stuff, was a bit like more cartoonish, because it just doesn't fit with the aesthetic of everything else, I think. Is that like Times New Roman? Like really small Times New Roman or something? I can't tell exactly what it is. Anyway. These are just tutorial levels. Yeah, I played through this game once before, and then I played some of Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my phone, but it was very mobile-esque. I told you, this was the tutorial stages. Hey Coil, hey Tired. Yeah, I played some of the second one as well, but it was very mobile game, where like you could buy like power-ups and stuff, because EA, I think it was, because EA bought out PopCap, so it just was what it was, pretty much. I usually go for just like, I like having 2 rows of sunflowers, but it's not viable a lot of the time. So I usually end up just going with the 1 row of sunflowers. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played this game. I forgot how like long ago it was. There's usually black bars on the side. I cropped them out and put the things on the side instead because I thought it looked better. Yeah, that was the time travel one. It's about time. Honestly, like the fundamentals of the game were still good, and it added some new like good stuff to it, but like it was very mobile game-esque. I do like the little animations of these guys going back and forth all the time. I'm honestly a little surprised that so many people have played Plants vs. Zombies, or seem to have good memories of it and stuff. How are you guys' weekends going, by the way? Or weeks going? It's not weekend yet, it's Thursday still. What am I saying? How's your guys' weeks going? I've been really tired lately. I haven't been getting good sleep in my new room. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because, like, whenever I move in the bed, like, at all, it, like, bumps, like, up against the wall. I've, like, tried pulling it away from the wall so it doesn't do that as much anymore. Kind of the weekend. Yeah, it's kind of the weekend for me. I've got work done. Now I just have, like, schoolwork and streams to focus on. Ah, yes. Cherry bomb. Bloomin' Doom seed kill. Hey, coneheads. Bum 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 ba da 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 dum. Bum ba dum bum bum ba da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Gotta wait to see where the first zombie's coming from. Okay. I kind of like the new room's looking good. One of the outlets still doesn't work. I gotta get that fixed because it's the one right next to my bed. So I'd like to be able to plug my alarm clock and phone into it. I gotta fix that sometime this weekend. Still didn't put the trimming on the wall because it's something that didn't need to be done. So I just wanted to move in. So I was actually over in the new house because everybody else had. Paint looks good. That went well. I had to sand down the door because it was like pulling at, like it was getting stuck on part of the wall, like of the door frame. So I had to sand it down with the electrical sander yesterday. I got all my stuff in here. I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. Like, the other day I bought and got some rechargeable AA batteries, so I could like consolidate and not have like Xbox 360 chargers and like different kinds of chargers and stuff. So I'm missing the view from my last room though, because there's not a lot of light in here. It says actually that I am dropping like 6% of frames, but it's going down now. I don't know. This is the first time streaming in here, so I don't know how good the connection is. I don't know. It might also be doing that thing where it does it at the beginning of every stream, where it like lags for a little bit and then it goes back down again. There's not a whole lot of strategy to these tutorial levels, go figure. I think I'm supposed to be using the cherry bombs. I guess I can use cherry bombs now, but like it's just so much more effective to have enough pea shooters so that I can just get rid of the cone heads that way. Oh, hello. Walnut, right? Okay, sounds good. Walnut, yes. The plant shield. I wanted to say like human meat shield, but it's not that. Okay. – 34 seconds, not bad. Okay. Yeah, I think Plants vs. Zombies 1 isn't too long, so I should be able to finish this sometime tomorrow. I think tomorrow. If not, that's fine. Ah, I see. Internet struggles. The greatest struggles for streaming for me are internet problems. Did you see that, like, what was it? It was like Gretchen Whitmer or some like politician like was like, hey, anybody want to do like Among Us? And like some like actual like YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and stuff actually did like Among Us with her. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Just a latency bear. For here. AOC? Oh yeah. What a very like out of touch mom thing to do. I don't know. It just felt very weird, you know? Well, yes, of course, because A, she actually did get some like actual YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and everything who was playing with her, and also politics. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's just like a very out of touch like mom thing to do. I don't know. It's like if your mom asked to play with you and your friends, like on a video game, and be like, okay, this is very odd. Yeah, that's true. Hey, at least she knows what the internet is. At least she won't be asking such dumb questions as, like, as some of those politicians were during those Jack Dorsey and like Google hearings and all that. She's in her 20s. I honestly don't know exactly what age she is. She is very young. I do know that. She is pretty young. Hey, Legacy. How's it going? Gosh, I don't want to talk about politics. I feel like so many people care so much about politics. Like, I just want to get away from it. 'Tis the spooky season. Yep. Yeah. I think, after this, so after we finish Plants vs. Zombies, I think I'm going to do some Don't Starve, because I have that game. And then if it's not fun, I'll do Halo 2. Because if Halo 2 was scary enough to give 7-year-old me nightmares for a couple years and make me not want to have anything to do with zombies, to the point where I never finished Halo 3 for years and years because of the flood levels, I think it's scary enough for Halloween time. Hey, it's Crazy Dave, but you can just call me Crazy Dave. Whoa! Good old Crazy Dave. Okay, time for the surprise. We're going bowling! Because I'm crazy! Yeah, I don't know. Dang it. That was a waste. Come on, go up. Yes. Explodo nut. Finish your esports homework. Gosh, I look at that and I'm like, he's joking, right? But I know you're not joking. I know that's actually a thing that you have to do. Although I suppose, like, if you make anything obligatory, it becomes less fun. I've never played League of Legends. Come on. Give me more things to roll at them. There we go. I better save the Explodo Nut if a bunch of them are approaching. Plus, I do have the, Splatoon 2. Have all... Well, no, okay, so I played Splatoon 2, but I didn't have, like... I borrowed it, and I didn't have a Nintendo, like, account, so I just played the, single-player version. Come on. Hey, Spud Mine! Hey, Gunner Shark, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Set plant. Okay. We're starting to finally get into the actual levels past the tutorials and stuff. I guess I won't be able to do much with the, like, out-of-game, I'm doing pretty good. Playing Plants vs. Zombies and stuff, because 'tis the season to be spoopy. You keep losing to bad teammates. That's pretty much every shooter ever. Like, unless you have, like, a pre-set-up group of friends or people to play with, it's usually always that way. And even then, you can usually only have 3 or 4, so you can still have, like, a bad 4 or 5 people on your team. I'm not sure what to do with the potato mine. Usually I just end up putting them in front of my walnuts, but usually they don't have time to arm by the time that happens, because that's pretty late into the game, or into a stage, to be putting potato mines in front of walnuts. I'll probably switch them out for something else. I do enjoy the nocturnal levels in this game. I have a couple issues with, like, the roof levels are kind of hard, because you can't use, like, the pea shooters all the time. Crazy day for Smash. Maybe as a spirit. Did you hear that they patched out Steve's meat? Because he had that victory thing where he ate a piece of meat, but people were stopping it when it was at a certain point, so it looked like he was holding his meat. Oh, internet. I don't know why would you even patch it out? It doesn't matter at this point. Like, the people who know are always gonna know, and the people who don't know just won't know anyway. I don't know. Like, it's not anything in the game that you would be like, oh my gosh, look at that, unless you were actively looking at it. I don't know. Kind of a weird thing to patch out. And again, they patched it out just because they don't want anything to do with it. And I think I'll keep this cherry bomb for, yeah, okay. We'll put it down here. There we go. Hey! Bloom and Doom Seed Co. What are you Pika facepalming about? What did I do that deserves Pika facepalming? I don't understand. What did I do wrong? I'm winning. Yeah. Oh yeah, snow pea. That's what they call it. Couldn't they just call it like iced pea? Because you buy iced peas? Oh. It didn't load in there for a minute. And I was wondering what you posted. Please see. I guess if we get some time... Yeah. I don't know how much I'm gonna like... Oh, remember 15 plus second lag. Is it that bad? I thought you said it was like 3 or 4 seconds. But then I guess you did say it had to reload. It was just giving itself some buffer room. Hey, we finally got a level where there's more than one horde. Hooray! I say that like that's a good thing, but you know, this game isn't... Yeah, these stages aren't too hard at all. I say that, but then I'm gonna end up like failing this one or something. No, it'll be fine. No, you know what? Let's just save some sun. I'll just plant a potato mine. Take care of you. And then, yeah, we'll do that. I'll wait till he steps on that. Spadow! Well, at least I got something out of actually using him. I'm being kind of harsh on the potato mine. He does look very cute. I just don't really use him too much. It's not, yeah, it's not the best, but it's livable. I don't know. Internet and all that. The internet is not... The internet is a series of tubes. You like the potato mine a lot, actually? I don't know. I just don't... In my configuration, because I always start with a pre-built, like, idea of where I'm going to, like, put things. Well, the thing about potato mine is it also has to arm itself. Like, it takes a couple seconds to actually arm itself. But in my, like, configuration here, I don't really have a place for it right now. Like, the snow pea is, like, a upgrade to any of these guys, but, like... Yeah, I'm not sure where to put the, potato mine, other than, like, in front of these guys, and that's usually, like, way late into a stage, so... At least, like, Cherry Bomb, like, you can put it down for waves, and it, like, takes out a bunch of them. Very good. See, like, at this point, I've only got 2 more spots here for pea shooters, and then I can start upgrading them to snow peas. I know, that's just the way I think of it. I think it's kind of funny that, like, you can put a flame barrel in front of a snow pea, and it'll turn it just into a regular pea if you're not paying attention. So you just, like, waste sun. Yeah, I guess maybe. I think I'll just save it for a cherry bomb. Oh, here comes that music. I really do like the music of this game. It's really good. Like, it starts off fairly quiet, like slow, but like the farther and farther you get into stages, like the better it gets. Like the final boss theme is really good. Hey, look who it is. Chomper. Chomp, chomp, chomper. Boop, boop. Yeah, sorry, Spuddy, but I'm not using you. I bet there's a challenge run where you just don't use sunflowers. That'd be very hard. Audrey? Did anybody ever play the Plants vs. Zombies shooter? Like, Villains vs. Heroes or whatever it was called? I think I bought it secondhand once, but because it was dumb, like, it wouldn't let you play it without updating. Okay, fine, go update it. No, you can't update it. You have to open the game. Okay, go open the game. No, you can't open the game without updating it. Okay, go open the game. Or go update it. You can't update the game without opening it. Ah! So it was just caught in a circular loop where you couldn't update the game, and you couldn't play the game because it needed an update. So you had to go update the game, but you couldn't update the game because you needed... It was very frustrating. So I never actually got to play it. It looked like a lot of fun, though. I'll just let the mower take care of that guy, I guess. It's a waste of a mower, but whatever. Oh my gosh, yeah. Shoot. What am I gonna do about you? Buckets are so annoying. Whatever, I'll just cherry bomb it. It's a waste, but whatever. I think that I've played this game enough where I know how many pea shooters I need and like how much like I actually need to actually beat any of these zombies. Like I know that a conehead needs 2 pea shooters relatively early on. Oh, frames are dropping? Oh yeah, it looks like it, yep. I guess I'll have to change some of the internet upload settings or whatever after today. It's probably going to be a little rougher than hopefully later on because this is the first stream on in this room, so. Oh great, huge wave of zombies approaching and I don't have any pea shooters or anything in that lane. final wave already? What? Really should have put up those sunflowers earlier. I'll just cherry bomb this guy and the rest will be fine. Oh, hello. The repeater fires 2 peas at a time. I do kind of like that actually more than the snow pea, I think. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Are frames still suffering terribly? It's good at the moment? Okay. That's good. Yeah, I gotta get sunflowers out earlier. Okay, revising my opinion on Potato Mine. Potato Mine is good in some situations, especially early on. Because it only costs 25, so I can put it here, get rid of this one, and I don't have to worry about putting a pea shooter in front of it instead. Oh. Do the remains look like French fries to anybody else? When the potato mine explodes, it looks a bit like French fries. Probably intentionally. That was a bad idea, actually. Because then why did I put down this? Let's get one more down here. Whatever, it'll be fine. Although this will take a good amount of damage, actually. Man, the face on the walnut, like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, not so funny, because it starts looking, like, really derpy, like, the more it gets eaten. Like, once it gets into its, like, half state, it kind of looks kind of because it gets, like, it has a bite taken out of it, and it looks kind of, like, not great. I mean, it's a living shield, so what you're gonna do, but, like, it does kind of, like, gross. It's like, oh, you look cute. I don't want you to, like, have brain damage. No thoughts, just walnuts. And then there's the upgraded version, which I don't know if is in the first one, but is definitely in the second one, called the Tall Nut, which stops, the leapers from jumping over and is even buffer. Oh, first wave up. Oh, bucket guy. You say that, but then again, walnut cannot stop pole vaulters. like putting choppers behind my walnuts. I think that's kind of the idea. Although it does take them quite a while to actually, like, eat something. Yeah, and it's gone already. Look at that. I forgot how weak those things were. But it can, like, one-shot any one unit pretty easily. Isn't there, like... I think the second one there was, like, a tri-peter as well. Or, like, one that shot, like, a bunch of bees. I don't know. Again, the last one I played was the second one. Hey, Dove Productions. How's it going? How you doing today? This is the first game, yes. This is Plants vs. Zombies 1. Hence the bars on the sides. Which I have, the black bars, which I have cropped out and replaced with the grass pattern instead. It is not. It is the Game of the Year version from Steam. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a new one? I just started playing like half an hour ago, so if it looks a little like old, it might be because we're in the earlier levels. I think this is the last wave of the last bit of the first bit. This is level 1-9, so I assume we go on to 2 something, 2-1 after this. I assume. Yeah, I don't know about any other versions of Plants vs. Zombies. Like, this should be the most up-to-date one because it's from Steam and it's like the Game of the Year version or whatever. Because it has the, Oh, hello. Oh, that's right. We go into the nocturnal stages after this, don't we? Oh no, this is this. It's a minigame one. Hello, we are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. Ready, set, plant! Ooh, there's that good music. I'll leave these two repeaters to cover up these bits here, and I'll leave the cherry bomb as well. Oh, hello. Let's get rid of you guys. Come on, walk into the potatoes, explode so I can throw down some more. Hello. There we go. Let's throw it over here. game does have a rather similar premise, doesn't it? Like, you don't know, like, they're zombies. You don't know anything about, like, how infection spreads or anything. You just know that they're zombies and that you have plans and that you're trying to defend your home. I think it works because it doesn't try to explain everything, you know? Like, can you imagine if, like, they tried, like, explaining things and then you just had Crazy Dave? It wouldn't work as well. But yeah, were you looking for a different version, Daw? Or, like, Daw Productions? Or were you looking for a different version, or...? Well, yeah, but their handwriting is terrible. Although some, zombies apparently have good handwriting, but only, like, Dr. Brain. Yeah, Dig Too Deep In's not fun anymore. Yeah, I guess so. You can overthink things, definitely. Sorry, you're going to be sacrificial shields because I really don't have anywhere better to put you. Look at this. This is going pretty well, I'd say. Although, what do I know? Here comes the final wave. Just wait and see where some of the buckets are. There we go. There's a bucket. There's a go. Oh, Explode Meter achievement. Nah, that was the final wave? Okay, well that was easy. Shoot short-range spores at the enemy. And it's nighttime. Evening, Boxer Rise. Those zombies just won't let up, will they? You'll notice fighting zombies at night is different than in the day. For one, you won't get any sun falling from the sky. You can still get sun from sunfall, though. And lucky for you, you've got some puff shrooms. Plant as many of those as you can, and you'll be A.O. good. Yeah, okay. Pea shooters are a big investment in nighttime, actually. You're better just off, like, not going with them, actually. Although we don't have a lot of good stuff to go with. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think the nighttime levels in this one are some of my favorites. Like, I think out of all the arenas, this is my favorite one to, like, play on.
Coming.
So have you guys, like, ever, like, did you guys finish this game? Did you get, like, a couple, like, hours into it and then just go, eh, and, walk away from it? Or how much have people played of this game, I'm wondering? Night levels were fun? Yeah. Again, night levels are my favorite out of, I think, out of this game. Because not only do you have to manage your sun more effectively, you also have to keep planting shrooms, use the guide to get rid of these tombstones and stuff. You don't? Okay, cool. Then I get to show you the last boss. Then Coil. Because the last boss of this game is something to behold. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do this. And I'll keep the mushrooms up here. Keep planting mushrooms because they don't cost any sun. But I'll probably start putting them in front of the walnuts. And then I'll plant pea shooters behind because they have a much longer range. I like how even though, yeah, pretty much. Hey, we start getting money now, too. Cool. This kind of makes me wonder where how the series is doing as a whole. When I was typing in the title, for the stream, or for like the stream tags, so it knows what game I'm playing, I saw that Plants vs. Zombies 3 was an option, which is surprising to me. I didn't know there was a third one. Because It's About Time was the last one I played, and that one was number 2. Yeah, I think more than the last boss, the thing that annoyed me most about that level was the fact that like you can't use pea shooters as much because the roof is slanted. So if you try and do that, it just like you end up hitting the slant, which is really annoying to me because I like using pea shooters. And we start getting money for not having used any mowers. Okay, once we get 750, we gotta buy stuff from Crazy Dave. Watermelon OP. Yeah, I seem to remember watermelon being really good. And then there was also the cabbages, which basically replaced the pea shooter at that point because of the slant. But I don't remember too much else about that. Of course, it doesn't matter that watermelons are OP since you get them like during the last area of the game, so. I also wish you could use the mushrooms during the day, but you can't. Because then you can't use the Hypno Shroom and stuff like that. It's a bit disappointing. Tall nuts are great as well? Yeah, tall nuts. Okay, so they are in this game. Because I remembered them from the second game, but I didn't remember if they were in the first one or not. Yeah, they're just a better version of the walnuts. Not to discount the walnut, but it doesn't block the pole vaulters, which you need. Just resting. Did I not pick up the regular? Okay, I guess I didn't pick up the regular pea shooter. That's fine. It is what it is. I'll just use the repeaters then. Looks like these are starting to export normal amounts of sun. This is why I like the nighttime stages, I think, because there's always something to do. Like if you're being efficient, you're keeping on top of the mushrooms, which you can almost always plant because they have small requirements for sunlight, or none in the case of the puff shroom. So, actually, the pea shooters also get phased out in this stage because in this area because at a certain point there's a zombie that starts being zombies that carry screen doors, which the pea shooters have to destroy the screen door first, but the mushrooms, they just shoot right through it because they're shooting spores. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing about school. I don't know. I'm falling behind again. I gotta focus on it. I was playing other video games earlier today, but I gotta focus on it, really, I do. Otherwise I'm gonna really regret it later. I know. I just haven't been getting very good sleep lately, which makes it a bit hard to focus. But I gotta sit down and at least get something done, you know? Because otherwise, if I leave it all till the moment I have to do it, it's gonna really kick me in the butt. And I'm not gonna get everything done that I need to. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon localization? I have not, but I just heard about it now. Is it an official thing, or is it a fan thing? I'm not too big into Fire Emblem, although I have considered playing the channel. I think if I did, I would just start from the very beginning one, because you can emulate it pretty easily, and then just go from there. Like, if I was gonna play Fire Emblem games, I would do it properly and start with the first one. Come to think of it, I haven't played any Final Fantasy on this channel either. And I've never actually gotten through all the way through a Final Fantasy game, so that could be good. Yeah, I don't keep up to date with their YouTube channel either. Oh, okay, the one that Martha's from. Okay. So of course people are interested in that because Smash Bros. I'm just gonna cherry bomb. Isn't there a weird stage in this one, or a minigame or something, where the zombies have, like, plant heads on them? Yeah, fume shroom. There's the screen door guy. Got walnuts, we got this potato mines, cherry bomb. Yeah. People are always memeing on the fact that there's so many, like, Fire Emblem characters in Smash Bros. And I get it, because that's, like, time and effort that could be put into bringing a new character, or, like, a new intellectual property into the game, but instead they're just, you know, doing more Fire Emblem. Took a sip of water. Don't want to miss out on that sun. There can't be a speedrunning community for this game, can there? Like, I can't think of a way where you could possibly speedrun this game other than being just really efficient at, like, getting through the stages, because the stages are kind of on timers. Like, the waves are all on timers, so unless there's a way to, like, speed those up, I can't imagine there being some sort of speedrunning community for this game. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that, but I just don't see that kind of for this game, or any of the sequels for that matter. I don't know. Somebody Google search Plants vs. Zombies speedruns and see if there's any, like, actual submissions or videos or anybody streaming it. Mind me, when we get to 750, I have to go see Crazy Dave. I think probably after the stage will be enough to get the first thing from Crazy Dave. Although, are the zombies randomized which path they come down, or is it set? I don't know. I feel like that would also have a big impact on it too. Because if they're set in the paths that they come down, then you could actually plan for it better. But if they're not, then yeah, it would just be random chance plus your tactics. Oh, I just want to know if there's, like, anybody actually, like, speedrunning it. Like, if there's, like, actual submissions. Like, if you search it up, are there actually, like, submissions and stuff? Like, is there a website for it? Is there, like, anybody streaming it? I doubt any of those things, honestly. I wonder if people were wondering if I was, if this was a new version or something. Well, no, they said it was an old version. I don't know. I guess they were looking for, like, Plants vs. Zombie 2 or 3. Maybe they're playing it on their phone and they're like, oh, somebody's streaming it. But world record is 3 hours, 18 minutes. Okay. Yeah, it usually takes like 8 hours to beat, apparently, for a normal person. So, probably finish this by tomorrow. Because if I put in... Yeah, I got that. Because if I put in 4 hours today, 4 hours tomorrow, that's 8 hours. Where are we putting these here? this should be enough for Crazy Dave, isn't it? I'm trying to think. I can't remember how much each lawnmower that you haven't used gives you. But if nothing else, we got the Grave Eater, so that's good. Or Grave Bustard. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, Dave. Actually, do you have other stuff, Dave? I feel like you have other stuff. I guess I was wrong. I thought Dave had like a store or something. Maybe that's in the second one. Okay. So there's that. I'm a big fan of the Grave Buster. I like the whole little animation thing, and I like being able to clear the graves off the map. Expired. You need some milk. Look at him go, he just like nobbles away at that. And money, 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 money. Of course, the other reason, other than being able to plant there, for getting rid of graves is because they spawn zombies during the final wave. Which can be very bad. Especially if you don't know about it on your first time. Because if you build around them, and then you find that out later, oh boy, that's gonna suck. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think if we have extra time after, like tomorrow, if we have extra time, I'll do some endless mode. See how far I can get in the time left. Might be able to do that. Because I'm progressing through this at a pretty good rate. Like, I'm not losing on any of the levels, so. So far. You know, always got to put that caveat in there. I don't think we're going to make world record pace somehow. I just don't see that happening, but I think we can make good pace. Good enough pace that I can do some like endless mode or something tomorrow. Not optimal for sure, no. Not optimal, but doing pretty good. I know. If it was me, this is not a kind of game I would speedrun, because it's more of a puzzle. I don't know, it's a... I don't know, there's room for little bits of optimization, but I wouldn't have the patience to do that. To me, if I was going to speedrun something, it would have to be something where I can learn a trick or get good at doing a certain series of things or plan a route or something like that, but like little small optimizations is not something I would do. Especially not with this game, which is kind of cartoony and fun rather than like very data-driven or anything like that, you know? Like, you're not given a whole lot of info on, like, how much damage each plant does or anything like that. Or even what they do, really, until you kind of use them. Doesn't each wave also bring up more graves? Or am I misremembering that? I honestly can't remember. I want to say that they do, but... anyway. I think this was a lot harder when I first played it because I didn't realize that I needed to keep on top of these and like always be putting them down pretty much. Honestly, this game is probably going to be a lot easier now that I've played it through at least once, and I'm older now than I was before, so I know I have a better grip on things. I honestly can't even remember when I played this game. It was a while ago. I think it does serve itself better as a mobile game than a computer game, honestly, because of like the whole, like, it's easier to touch things than to like move your mouse around and grab and stuff. It's just a lot faster. And like the simplistic graphics I think are better on a smaller device. That being said, people who are watching on phone and stuff, this works out pretty well. I actually changed it over earlier because for Metro, I realized, oh, I should stream in 60 FPS because shooter. But then I was like, but wait, 750p is the highest I can go, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not even streaming in 750p, you're a step below that. Which honestly, I should probably see if I can get up to 750p and stuff. So I was like, what's the point? You're not even putting out anything higher or even at 750p, so who cares if the gameplay is 750p? So now everything should be in its full 60 frames per second or whatever. The Suburban Almanac. Keep track of all plants and zombies you encounter. How can a single plant grow and shoot so many peas so quickly? Peach Shooter says. Hard work, commitment, and a healthy, well-balanced breakfast of sunlight and high-fiber carbon dioxide make it all possible. Sunflower can't resist bouncing to the beat. What beat is that? Why, it's the life-giving, jazzy rhythm of the earth itself, thumping at a frequency only Sunflower can hear. I want to explode, says Cherry 1. No, let's detonate instead, says Brother Cherry 2. After intense consultation, they agreed to explodinate. People wonder how I feel about getting constantly chewed on by zombies, says Walnut. What they don't realize is that with my limited senses, all I can feel is kind of a tingling, like a little relaxing back rub. Some folks say Potato Mine is lazy. They leave everything to the last minute. Potato Mine says nothing. He's too busy thinking about his investment strategy. Folks often tell Pea-Shooter how cool he is, or exhort him to chill out, they tell him, to stay frosty. Snow Pea just rolls his eyes. He's heard them all. Chomper almost got a gig doing stunts for the Little Shop of Horrors, but it fell through when his agent demanded too much on the front end. Chomper's not too resentful, though. He says it's just part of the business. Repeater is fierce. He's from the streets. He doesn't take attitude from anybody. Plant or zombie. He shoots peas to keep people at a distance. Secretly, though, Repeater yearns for love. I only recently became aware of the existence of zombies, says Puffshroom. Like many fungi, I just assumed they were fairy tales or movie monsters. This whole experience has been a huge eye-opener for me. Sunshroom hates sun. He hates it so much when it builds up in his system, he spits it out as fast as he can. Just want to bite it. To him, sun is crass. I was in a dead-end job producing yeast sports for a bakery, says Fumeshroom. Then Pushroom, bless him, told me about this great opportunity blasting zombies. Now I feel like I'm really making a difference. Despite Gravebuster's fearsome appearance, he wants everyone to know that he loves kittens and spends his off days volunteering at a local zombie rehabilitation center. It's just the right thing to do, he says. Though the zombie loves brains, can't get enough. Brains, day in and day out. Old and sticky brains, rotten brains, brains clearly past their prime. Doesn't matter, regular zombie wants them. Make no mistake, Flag Zombie loves brains. But somewhere down the line, he also picked up a fascination with Flag. Maybe it's because the flags always have brains on them. Hard to say. Conehead Zombie shuffled mindlessly forward like every other zombie, but something made him stop. Made him pick up a traffic cone and stick it on his head. Oh yeah, he likes to party. Some zombies take it further, aspire more, push themselves beyond the normal into greatness. That's pole vaulting zombie right there. That is so him. Buckhead Zombie was always War Bucket. Part of it was to assert his uniqueness in an uncaring world. Mostly you just forgot it was there in the first place. Newspaper Zombie was this close to finishing his Sudoku puzzle. No wonder he's freaking out. He got hit the screen door from the last inexpertly defended home he visited, after he ate the homeowner's brains. Scorpios. You know those furry little rodents that dig holes in your lawn? Yeah, just like that, but it's Scorpios. And it's zombies. Instead of a shovel, it's a mallet. And instead of me, it's you! Ready to play some Whack-A-Zombie? Honestly, this is I think this one is one of my less favorite minigames. Although it does give you some good opportunities for making money. There's just so much going on. Although it's not wrong, it's not terrible to have a hectic minigame. Certainly Plants vs. Zombies is at its best when you have to make quick decisions. I do appreciate the pacing where it breaks it up, so if you play it all in one go, there's a minigame every once in a while to help bring up the regular gameplay like this. That's just smart design. Bap. Oh no, they're starting to move faster. Okay, okay, okay. Well, I suppose that's what the spuddos are for, but... Come on. Okay, here comes the rest of them. Oh, hello. Cool. Okay, that wasn't terrible. Hypno Shroom. Make a zombie fight for you. Very useful against stuff like the football zombies. Zombies are our friends, asserts Hypnoshroom. They're badly misunderstood creatures who can play a valuable role in our ecology. We can and should do more to bring them around to our way of thinking. Yeah, that's because I got rid of a bunch of the graves, but yeah. Honestly, that mini game seems like the best way to make money if you need to.
Brains.
A lot of graves over here.
Brains.
Oh, that's right. That's fine. This is where the longer range ones should go, but whatever. I'll just dig them up later. Okay. Yeah, it's rained the last couple days, and no water has gotten into where the leaks were. So at least we got all those sealed up. Seems like. Hypno shrooms are fun. Although they are a really one-time... Yeah, they are a one-time use thing. I think the way it works is like it eats the mushroom. The zombie eats the mushroom and turns to your side. The best use of it though, and I think there's an achievement for this, is getting the disco zombies to eat one. Because then any other zombies he summons are also on your side. Oh, I just remembered about the disco zombies. Like, see how he looks less happy now? I think he goes cross-eyed if he gets hurt anymore. But do I have enough to hypnotize him? I do. He wasn't going towards any of the other guys. That's fine. Yeah, I keep waiting for it to ramp up. Although we are in like the second part of the game. Or this, yeah, the second bit. Second stage? I'll call them stages from now on. Or second stage, 6th level. Stuff like that. I don't know. Sounds about right. Yeah, see how it says a level 2-6? I don't know. Yeah. Wow, is the delay that bad? That was like at least 30 seconds ago that I talked about that. Oh, I don't have enough for a hypno shroom over here. That's annoying. Watch this. Oh, that didn't work. Shoot. Actually, I was just gonna replace the walnut, but whatever. Oh, what is this thing again? So is the lag really that bad? Long-range shooter that hides when enemies get near it. What is this? Oh, that's right. That's what it is. I'm trying to think where I used this, but now I remember. Man, graves are getting more and more aggressive. Okay, yeah, so there's like a good 10-second delay. At least on your end. I don't know about anybody else's, but... I guess I'll have to increase the upload rate again. That was the wrong grave to get rid of, but whatever. I got rid of a grave at least. So far, we've only ever used one lawnmower, which is pretty good. Oh, here comes the first wave coming up. Yeah, let's not send out a grave buster because he's gonna just get eaten at this rate. I like how it was like, oh, is there gonna be tension? Like it started playing the tension music and it was like, oh no, never mind. He's doing fine. I wonder how it decides that. How it decides to like start playing the tension music like, uh-oh, things are starting to go down. Your plants are starting to get really chewed into. I wonder how they get the 3 hours. That seems almost like there's a glitch somewhere, right? Because, or like something that they're taking advantage of. Because if a normal person does it in like, with a game like this, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the speedruns. With a game like this, yeah, I don't know. With a game like this, since the normal time is like 8 hours, 4 hours seems pretty good actually. With a game where it's just small optimizations to get like a better time. Right for the big wave. I knew that the zombie was probably going to come up anyway, I just wanted the money. What is this guy? I don't remember what this one is. Temporarily immobilizes all zombies on screen. Okay. That's pretty good. Hey, it's Disco Zombie! Ishram frowns, not because he's unhappy or because he disapproves, but because of a childhood injury that left his facial nerves paralyzed. Football Zombie gives 110% whenever he's on the field. He's a team player who delivers both offensively and defensively. He has no idea what a football is. Yeah, okay. I'll keep that. This is good. But I like this too. But Disco Zombie. I want to try hypnotizing a Disco Zombie. Okay, so the graves aren't as, like, aggressive as they were last time. Oh, gotta plant those sun shrooms as soon as possible.
The zombies are coming.
Honestly, after this, it's gonna be weird going back to daytime stages where you have to, like, get stuff. Oh, that's right. Next time, the next stages are, with a pool and everything. That's right. I remember that now. Because you're in your backyard instead of your front yard. And apparently, you're rich enough to have a pool. Okay, so nobody's gonna know this, but this music slightly reminds me of the Story Keepers, which is a reference that pretty much nobody is gonna get, but that's fine. It's also a very weird correlation to make for this game and that series, but nonetheless, the music reminds me of of the music from that series. Yeah, I guess you just plant these guys in the back because they have the range of a pea shooter, so they can fire from all the way in the back. Because otherwise, if they get close, like, close to a zombie, they just hide and get eaten. Which is not what you want from your plants. I do like the sun shrooms. I really wish I could keep using them after this. Disco is undead achievement. See, and now he summons more zombies that are hypnotized. It's a very good use of the hypno shroom. Although I wish the music, when he's disco dancing was a bit louder. Because there is a little sound cue of him, of disco music, like generic disco music, but it's not very loud, apparently. Oh. Didn't really get rid of too many of the graves, did I? Shoot. Gotta keep planting. I'm gonna try and get that hypnotized. Nope, it's not gonna work out. Nope, I got it. Okay, cool. Oh, there's more there? Oh yeah, this thing. Isn't it like the nuclear one? Doom Shroom. Destroys a large area, leaving a crater in its wake, where neither a grave nor a plant can be planted on. Actually, now that I got that out of the way, I think this and that are my best options. Yeah. Dancing Zombie's latest album, Braaaaains, is already rocketing up the undead charts. Backup dancer Zombie spent 6 years perfecting his art at a Jeward performing arts school in Zombie, New York City. Let's rock.
Are coming. Brains.
Let's see, this is level 2-9, so there should be one more big level where it requires me to plant a bunch of different ones. Like, it does the conveyor belt thing pretty much again after this. I think, unless there's a different one to round out the nighttime section, and then you go back to daytime, but in the backyard. Which, I think that's actually the halfway mark. Shoot. I'm not sure what to do if this only takes one stream. I don't think it will, but I'm not sure what to do if it does, is the thing. I guess there's endless mode, but I don't want to do 4 hours of endless mode on Plants vs. Zombies. I don't. Sorry, that's not something I want to do. Well, if it goes that well, I can curse my being too good at the game later. For now, I'm just gonna keep plugging on. Keep on plugging on. Speaking of plugs, if you're watching this and you aren't in my Discord, I do have a Discord now, which is fun. I'm a lot more active there than anywhere else. Because I hate Twitter, but I'm active on Discord, so. Like, a lot. I know. This all has a very, like, low-budget charm to it, I think. The whole game does. Like, the cartooniness of it and, like, the innocuous, like, things. I mean, what matters most, though, is obviously the gameplay. Oh shoot, I didn't leave enough room for that. That's fine. Yeah, it's... Okay, so it's only the final wave where the zombies actually rise up from the graves. Gotcha. Good to know. I like how, I don't know, I guess I'm just doing too well, because we're not hearing, like, the exciting music, because it just keeps, like, starting and then stopping, because it's like, oh, never mind, you got this. There's no point in being like, oh, does he or does he not have it? No, you've got this. I'm too good at the game. It will give out the fun, like, exciting music because I'm too good at it. Gosh, what kind of streamer complaint is that? You're too good at the game, so it's over too quickly. so you don't know what to play next. Like, there's a ton of things I can play. I just don't want to start something and not be able to finish it because I have plans for like next month and everything already set up. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should plan out what I'm going to play as much in advance. Maybe that's my problem. Or that's a problem I should address. But I plan things out too much in advance. No, that doesn't seem right. For me, who's always like getting things done last minute, the fact that I plan out stream stuff so far in advance just says how much I want to actually play these games and am interested in streaming, I think. So one of the things I always talk about is the fact how tardy I am with schoolwork. The fact that I'm so like on it when it comes to like what I'm gonna stream next and having a stream schedule and everything. It says more about how much I like streaming than anything else. Than a problem of me generally over planning for stuff. Freeze, baby! There's that more exciting music. Oh gosh, I missed that. Oh. This should be the last night stage coming up here. Hello, we would like to visit for a midnight snack. How does ice cream and brains sound? Sincerely, the zombies. Are we going conveyor belt style again? We are going conveyor belt style again. Okay.
The zombies are coming.
I don't like using doom shrooms. I'm gonna save it for later. What I really need is some more grave busters. Why are they giving me so many doom shrooms? That's something I don't need. Or I'll only use during waves. Come on, give me some more consistently damaging things. Okay. Another grave buster, that's good. Put you here. Let's try to get a bunch of them to get on the screen. Use a Doom Shroom. Boop. One last grave. Let's let these guys get past it. And then I can eat it. Just eat it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess when it hides, it gets more defensive. It can take more damage. But still, I don't like that the scaredy shrooms just like whenever an enemy gets close. Penny Pincher achievement, nice. I think that's good, right? Incoming last wave, right? Yep. I don't know, I'll just put them up here. It's fine. Put you up here. We'll ice everybody. Throw a Doom Shroom over here. Throw down another ice one. And we got the lily pad, because we're gonna need it. Oh, I gotta deal with lily pads and water now. Dang it. Okay. And I can't use any mushrooms anymore. Look like the zombies gave up attacking your front yard. Now you're trying your backyard. And to top it off, you can't use your mushrooms, because they fall asleep during the day. Well, isn't that just dandy? Okay, so... I think you can get a thing that, like, you can put on them that, like, makes them wake up or something? I don't know. Yeah, Snow Pea. It's fine. No, you know what? Actually, Potato Mine. Potato. It's kind of funny,
Are coming.
yeah, because some people say that you should, like, dance like nobody's watching, you know? That's that, like, inspirational quote or whatever. To, like, not worry about what people think and just dance how you feel and stuff. And be confident in your dancing. But it's kind of the opposite, like, with a streamer. Because they always say, stream like somebody's watching. Because if anybody comes in at any time, you want to be funny, you want to be talking, you want to be providing content. So you always got to stream like somebody's watching. I don't know, just the difference there is kind of funny to me. Because technically both are like being a performing artist, but like one's... I don't know, what's good for one isn't good the same for the other. Okay. Ooh, I like this little remix of the front yard for the backyard. I really do appreciate the music now more. I guess so. Or I guess the more, another message you could take from it is that you are, your performance is better when you are more confident in yourself and your abilities. Hey, just when I put one down. Okay. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum dum dum. I kind of wish that the plants were bobbing back and forth in time to the music. Oh, that's right. They also come up from the down there, don't they? Yep. Oh gosh dang it, I missed. That was a misclick. I'll just do this. Powie! That wasn't so bad. Oh, the squash. Okay. It takes a certain kind of zombie to be a duck YouTuber. Not every zombie can handle it. Some crack. They can't take it. They walk up and give away on. They walk away and give up on brains forever. Lilypad never complains. Lilypad never wants to know what's going on. Put a plant on top of Lilypad, he won't say a thing. Does he have startling opinions or shocking secrets? Nobody knows. Lilypad keeps it all inside. I'm ready, yelled Squash. Let's do it. Put me in. There's nobody better. I'm your guy. Come on. What are you in for? I need this. I think that's another one-hit KO one, but it's a one-time use. Better than this thing, actually, I think. Not too useful, actually, right now. But anyway. We'll try it. Man, we're not even like 2 hours in. Well, we're almost 2 hours in. I don't know. I think we're making pretty good time. Or I should say, I think I'm making pretty good time in this game. I'm surprised at how much I remember of this game. And how much of this is just, like, instinct at this point. There was a lot of trial and error to get to the point where I have, like, certain strategies I always use. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-dum. Do, 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 do. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da, 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 da. Are there water-based plants or no? I'm trying to remember. I think there must be, right? Or is there really the gimmick just land-based plants can go on top of it? Because if so, that kind of sucks, honestly. I want to say there's water-based plants. Like one that drags down enemies and stuff. But I can't remember. Oh, hello. Minigame unlocked. Play them from the menu. That is kind of random, but okay. Bum bum. Bum bum bum. By the way, do you like my profile picture? I changed it just for today and tomorrow. There was a little create your own zombie avatar thing in this game, so I went and did it. Actually, if I still had it in here, because I deleted that so I could make a new account. Yeah, so I could make a new fresh save. Wonder if my zombie self would be appearing at all if I put it back in. I don't know. Man, I'm just waiting on timers right now. I guess given that I'm just waiting for timers, maybe I should consider how I should do my formation a bit differently. I like how you can put a potato mine on top of a... Oh, you can't put a potato mine. Okay, I was gonna say... I thought it would be funny if we could put a potato mine on top of these lily pads, but you can't. Which honestly makes sense. Oh, maybe that wasn't such a good idea to use a squash on that. It's fine. Nope. There's that music. And there's those wave of zombies. I think if zombies are standing right on top of each other, the squash can squash both of them at the same time. Oh, hello. Hello. Shoots peas in 3 lanes. Hey, we got the scuba guy. I honestly don't remember what he does. I kind of wish it remembered what you used last time and just gave you that, so if you wanted to change it, you could. Shoot. Come on. Gotta plant that sunflower. Okay, show me the first zombie.
Braaaaains.
Look at me go. It's like I'm playing an RTS or something. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Come to think of it, I haven't played any RTSs on the channel. There's a lot of games I have that I just haven't played on the channel yet. A lot of good games, too. Kinda want to get that camera so I can show you how I've set up my room now. It looks pretty good. That's why I haven't posted any pictures of how it looks so far. Well, part of the reason. Although I haven't actually looked into which camera I want to get or anything like that yet. Or even which camera I should get. There. I got rid of him. This is the kind of formation I want to go with, by the way. So we got the 3 Peters back here. Later we'll get the burning barrels, which we can use to replace some of these. Looks like I should be planting more lily pads then, because of these scuba divers. Come on, guys. There we go. I guess there's no point in putting another... Well, there's very little point in putting a tri-shooter on these ends. Better put them in the middle where they cover more tiles. Or more lanes, I should say. Yeah, lanes, not rows. I don't know, I feel like if I played in RTS, it would be somewhat like this, where I feel like I'm not talking enough, because as much as like is going on the screen, there's not a ton to talk about, because I don't know, like, how much... I guess I should just talk about my thought process as I'm doing it. I guess I'm not very good at that. I don't know, maybe I need to get better at just, like, talking out loud, or like thinking out loud, which is odd because I tend to do that, but not usually when there's other people around. That's the thing. Oh, hello. Okay. Come on. Come on, guys. Give me enough for these guys. Yeah, no. I don't know if we can even fund this. Yeah, I guess we can. Nope. Not enough for a 3-peater there. Don't lose the money. Here it is. You don't know how StarCraft streamers do it? Yeah, I don't know. Aquatic plant that pulls a zombie underwater. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I guess with a StarCraft streamer, there's more people watching that. I don't know. Although, come to think of it, like, Just because there's more people watching a category doesn't mean you'll do better in a category by any means. Oh, I need that. Yeah, okay. Such a mishmash of different things. Yeah, these plants are a mishmash of different things.
Zombies are coming.
So yeah, basically,
Brains.
this is for any water enemies while I'm planting sunflowers, and the potato is for any,
Brains.
it's all about networking, making that connections. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, listen, nobody's gonna want to watch you if you're not somewhat good at streaming, right? Or like, at least decent, or you're doing something interesting. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at interacting with chat, which is always why I feel like I wish I had a couple more people at least, you know, active in chat. Because I feel like I could carry on conversation pretty well with chat. I mean, there's a... Again, though, if I wanted to be more algorithmically doing better, then I should be streaming something that's a bit more upper range than this. Like, I shouldn't be streaming an old game from like a while ago. I should be streaming like something that's fairly recent, that I can get good at, and that that is pretty popular, but doesn't have a ton of established people playing it, or play at a time when they aren't playing, or something like that, you know? I don't know. And then... Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Okay, so... How do I want to do this? Okay. Oh man, I'm all over the place with this one. Okay. Get distracted. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, no. Again, though, my intention with streaming was never to like make a lot of money or anything. So, it's not a huge deal to me. I'll just keep streaming games that I think are fun and I think people would want to see. And maybe are thematic, like this, for example. This month I streamed a lot of games that I thought were thematic to like Halloween and stuff, so. Or so far I have, and I plan to keep doing so later too. Actually, I should probably just be filling all of that with kelp, shouldn't I? Shoot, missed out on that money. Gotta get to 5,000 so I can get the next slot from Crazy Dave. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person who follows like every release like as it is, because like there's a lot of other good games that I have that I just never played. For example, that new Watch Dogs game is coming out. I have the original. I bought it a couple months ago. I just opened it up like yesterday. Like I just started playing it yesterday. But I think I might stop and wait to play it on stream. Maybe the next month might be a good time to do that actually. Yeah, that wouldn't be very bad at all. Because I'm not really sure what I'm doing next month anyway, so. I wish you got some sort of refund for uprooting plants. I feel like that's something... yeah. Well, I guess the other thing is that, like, I'm not playing a consistent game, you know? Even if a lot of people do like Plants vs. Zombies, I'll be playing it for, like, 2 days, and then I will be playing something else, probably. So... yeah, no, I'll play what I think is fun to play and that people will, would enjoy streaming, and I'll keep trying to improve the quality of the stream and improve things gradually as I go. You gotta go? Alright, sounds good, Kyle. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Because I do want this to be an enjoyable thing to watch. When do we get the barrels? The flaming barrels that turn the peas and that make the peas do extra damage. Is that next, or I don't remember. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not lamenting like the, oh, I should have more viewers. I know perfectly well why I don't have more viewers. I just wish I had more viewers, which means I gotta, if I want to do that, if that's something that's really important to me, then maybe I should consider doing the things that I know I should be doing if I want more viewers, is the thing. So. Man, this is not looking good down there. Yoink. You know what? Okay. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let this guy blow up on the spud. And then I'm gonna put down another walnut. I'm gonna plant a repeater here. And that should take care of it. Oh no. There was a athletic one. Oh my gosh, he just ate my 3-peater. That's... Plant this down here for now. I really want that barrel that turns these into fire projectiles. Hopefully I'll get them soon. I feel like I'm struggling, but not, because they still haven't gotten to, like, any of my lawnmowers in a while, you know? So. So, like, I could be doing better, but, like, not much better, I feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something that's suboptimal or whatever, but again, I'm not going for speedrun or anything here. Oh, okay, this is when we get access to Crazy Dave's shop, isn't it? Now you can visit Crazy Dave's shop. Okay, so there is. Hey, you found my car key. You know what that means? Crazy Dave's Twilly Dings is open for business. Hey, have a look. See if you can't find something you like. Plant these on your repeaters to turn them into Gatling peas. Gatling peas shoot 4 peas at a time. Plant these on your flowers to turn them into twin sunflowers. Twin sunflowers give twice as much sunflower. This extra seed slot will let you choose 8 plants per level. These pool cleaners add an extra line of defense on levels with a pool. This garden rake takes out the first zombie that steps on it. Lasts for 3 levels. Well, I can't buy anything right now. War and peas. Once I get to 5,000, I think I'll choose between these 3 things. Because that's something I can use. Funny thing about the zombie process, sometimes it makes them come out real little. Real little and real mean. Defend your shins! That's right, they're smaller, so they do less damage, but they're a lot faster. Hey Fankins, how's it going? Welcome to stream. How's your day going? Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba bum. Did I pronounce that right? It's going pretty good. We started playing this a couple hours ago, and we're on 3-4 right now, which is a good amount of the way through the game. It's not like world record pace, which apparently the world record for this is 3 hours or something like that, which seems a little crazy to me, because how? But gosh dang it. Let me just cherry bomb this guy. Okay. Give me another. Why are you not giving me more peas? I need another pea. No, not more walnuts. I need either some lily pads or another pea shooter. There you go. Need to take a drink of water. Oh, do you speedrun then? Not this game. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was like, there's no way people speedrun this game, right? Like, there's no way there's an active speedrun community for this. So I was like, my viewers, okay, somebody's got to look it up, and apparently somebody looked it up, and it's like 3 hours for top speedrun of this game, which again, a little weird to me that there's like an actual amount of people that speedrun this game, because it doesn't seem like the kind of game to speedrun, but I guess so. Yeah, I do like this game too, quite a bit. I played the second one, and not all the way through, because it was very mobile gamey. I beat the first one before. This is the first one. Yeah, I don't know. 3 hours is, I don't know. It can be kind of either short or long. I think this game is good, but again, it's not a game I'd like to speedrun, just because I feel like speedrunning a game should be more about like skills and like tricks and different things you can learn to do. Like if I was going to speedrun a game, rather than or like pathing and all of that, rather than like, oh, I got like 2 minutes faster or 5 seconds faster because I put a walnut down instead of a pea shooter there. Something like that. Oh, not the chili. I don't use the chili. Red hot chili peppers. Jalapeno destroys an entire lane of zombies. Oh, the Zamboni! Or the Zomboni. Oh, I like that guy. He's funny. Ugh. Jalapeno says, he's not going to explode. Not this time, but soon. Oh, so soon. It's close. He knows it. He can feel it. His whole life's been leading to this moment. I'm totally invisible, Tinklekelp thinks to himself. I'll hide here just below the surface and nobody will see me. His friends tell him that they can see him perfectly well, but he'll never change. 3-Peter likes reading, backgammon, and long periods of immobility in the park. 3-Peter enjoys going to shows, especially modern jazz. I'm just looking for that special someone, he says. 3-Peter's favorite number is 5. Zombies don't breathe. They don't need air. So why does Snorkel Zombie need a snorkel to swim underwater? Answer, pure pressure. Yeah, watching Super Metroid speedruns is... Yeah, I think if I wanted to speedrun a game, I would probably end up speedrunning Zero Mission because I have played that game enough, and I actually can do... Just playing it without speedrunning it at all, I was able to beat it in like a little under 4 hours, so I feel like I could probably do speedruns of that game at some point. What kind of game do you speedrun then, Fankins? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, do I want... I think I want more slots, because even if I don't use them... Yeah, okay. Cool. And then I can... 20,000 for 9 slots. Maybe I'll get this later. This is definitely... Actually, no, I should get this, because by the time I get another 5,000, we're going to be close to the roof where this isn't useful at all. Which is a shame, because I like the people. Phoenix? Phoenix. Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Got it. I was gonna look it up. Like, I've never heard of that game before. But no, you pronounce it Phoenix. Got it. Kind of like Phoenix, but Phoenix. Got it. Okay. Let's take the sunflower, lily pad, these things. Still no flaming barrel. I'm keeping an eye out for that flaming barrel. I really want it. Potato mine. Cherry bomb is still better than that. I'll take this too, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Are you Dutch by any chance? You would not be the first person. Wait. Scooby Lindy, did you change your name to Phoenix? Because we have another person who's Dutch, who comes by as well. Nope, just also Dutch, okay. Admittedly, I do stream at a pretty good time for, people who live in Europe, and that's actually partially intentional because I started streaming for people on my, I was in a Discord in. Turns out a lot of them are in Europe, so that's just how that worked out. Oh, shoot. I realized I forgot to grab the regular pea shooter. I was going to go to plant a pea shooter, and I was like, oh no, I forgot it. Oh gosh, okay, I gotta drink a sec. Okay. Yeah, it's evening for Europe right now. Actually, I just moved my time I stream on Saturdays, like earlier, so that way people, because there were some people who were watching at like an exact opposite time zone, so I would start streaming at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and they would be like, oh, it's 1 in the morning for me, and I was like, really? So I started, I moved it, so now I start at like 11 in the morning for me on Saturdays, because it's a Saturday anyway, so why not? It's not like I got anything else going on that day. So that way, if they want to come and watch it all, it's not like 1 in the morning or so for them. I'll just do another potato. That's fine. 1, 2. Yeah, although, because I have noticed a good amount of like dip because of school starting back up again, you know, in like amount of viewers and all that, which is understandable. I'm also currently going through college myself, so. So wait, earlier you mentioned that with speedruns. Do you speedrun, or do you just like watch? Do you like watching speedruns, or? Oh, did I disconnect there? Did I disconnect there? It's. Oh, okay, gotcha. It said, welcome to the chat room, and I was like, oh no, it disconnected from the chat room. Oh, hello. I need to get rid of all of you. Okay. Gotta pay attention, otherwise the zombies will eat me. Okay. Actually, I think these are fairly well. I haven't actually played a lot of Dr. Mario myself. I played some, but not a ton. It's fun. I don't know. Something that's similar, that's got some crazy, like, something that, like, Tetris is kind of similar. Pro players for that are nuts. Lots of RNG. Okay. Like, they're just absolutely nuts with how fast they play and everything. Who thought... So that Tetris 99 thing is such a weird concept to me. Like, it's something that you wouldn't... If, like, somebody pitched to you, you would think, oh, no, that won't work. Like, if somebody just said Tetris Battle Royale to you, you would be like, it's just a cheap marketing tactic. That's not... Because Battle Royales are popular. It's not gonna work. But then it actually kind of works? So, that's crazy. stream is buffering a lot? Unfortunately, yes. I'm in a new room, so I haven't had the chance to like mess with stream settings and like figure out how good or whatever it is. It was fine for where I was before, but it seems that like I'll probably have to. Oh, the Zamboni team. I forgot, or the Zomboni team. I forgot about them. It seems like I'll probably have to up the rate at which I like output. 99 is your favorite battle royale. Yeah. I don't know. I tried Fortnite. I liked the PvE mode more than I liked the PvP mode. So like the regular, I liked it more than the regular battle royale. Not very good at it though. Yeah. Yeah, Tetris isn't one of my strong suits either. I'm okay at it, but I'm not great at it. I know, because I've played a lot of different kinds of video games, I feel like I'm fairly competent at like a lot of different kinds of video games, so that helps when I'm playing like a lot of different kinds of games. Because on the channel, I prefer to like just kind of play things that are fun or interesting or topical. Like this month, I've played a lot of like horror-esque. Well, I don't really like horror games, so I haven't played a horror games, but I played like Metro 2033. Yeah, I don't know. Fortnite wasn't really too much for me either. Like I said, the regular Battle Royale mode. But like what it was supposed to be before Battle Royales got really popular, the PvE thing was pretty interesting to me, and I played quite a bit of that. I want to play it at some point on the channel, but I haven't gotten around to actually updating my Xbox for that. Or I haven't had the chance to anyway. Been moving lately and everything in college, so I haven't gotten a chance to do that. But yeah, it helps that I'm good at a good amount of different types of games and everything for when I'm deciding what to play. Just gives me a lot more options. Gotta get rid of that Zomboni early on. Yeah, I don't know. What kind of games do you like to play, Phoenix? Phoenix, yeah. Other than Dr. Mario. Oh, hello. Oh, isn't this? Oh, yeah, that thing. Yep. Pops tires and hurt zombies that step on it. You like puzzle games and strategy? Yeah. Puzzle games for me, not so much, but strategy, yes. Yeah, I think actually, if you go to the About section, I have a list of all the games I've played so far on the channel. I might have to move that somewhere else once I run out of lines that Twitch will let me put down, but... Not to be mistaken for a Zamboni, trademark, brand ice resurfacing machine. Zamboni, trademark, and the image of ice resurfacing machine are registered trademarks of Frank J. Zamboni & Co. Inc. and Zomboni is used with permission. For all your non-zombie-related ice resurfacing needs, visit www.zamboni.com. Zombie bobsled team worked hard to get where they are. They live together, eat brains together, and train together to become a cohesive zombie unit. And then RTS and turn-based, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to have a nice long-running thing of like everything I've played on the channel, and it also is like a good way of like, oh, you're new here. Yeah, if you're interested, I have a list of everything I've ever played down below if you want to see the kind of games I play. I don't know. I feel like it's a good thing to have, but I don't know how long I can keep it up. I guess until I run out of space or something, and then I can move it to somewhere else, like a dock or something. I don't know. Keep it going. It also helps me because I have a terrible memory. So, like, it helps me, like, if I'm trying to think, what did I play last? I can just look at that. Yeah, no, I've definitely done that before, where I've gone to update one game and then I'm like, oh, that's right, I also played that other game that I haven't put on here yet. So far, I've been keeping it up to date. So far. Yeah, I do like RPGs and stuff. I think right now I'm kind of going through a Halloween thing. Actually, on Halloween, I have this very fun game called that I plan to play called Costume Quest. It's only like 5 or 6 hours long, so I'm just gonna do it in one go. But it's about these kids on Halloween and like their costumes. Like it's a turn-based RPG battle system, and their costumes turn into like the actual things. Like I think they start out with the brother is wearing a robot costume made out of like cardboard and stuff, and like the girl is a unicorn, I think, and it turns into like a full like 3D modeled like unicorn and like robot in battle. It's very cartoony and very good. I'm looking forward to that. I do enjoy a good turn-based strategy. Speaking of which, I have not played Pokemon in a while, and I keep thinking about I should play it at some point. Add it to the list. The very long list of games to play. Very, very long. I don't know. Yeah, I tend not to play things that are, like, up to date because I have so much backlog of things I want to play and things I think would be fun to play on stream, so... What? Oh, Goblins, you missed a chance to make a joke about the steak being rare. But I'm cheating. Oh, why did I put a sunflower here? It's fine. More sun is not a bad thing. Unless, of course... Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everybody has a list of games that they want to play, but they'll probably never get around to, or they just haven't gotten around to yet. So, I mean, it is what it is. Which is an unfinished list. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, okay, take Pokemon, for example, right? Let's say you want to play Pokemon. Alright, let's say you play through all the Pokemon games. Well, there's still all the fan games and everything. Those are really good. You get to play any of those? Maybe. But what about everything else? And, like, there's a never-ending list of Pokemon fan games, both good and bad, that you can play. So... I don't know. I kind of have an idea of where I want to go with Pokemon and stuff on the channel, but it's kind of a long-term thing, so... Like, I already played a couple of fan games and a playthrough of Pokemon Platinum, because that's my favorite Pokemon game. And then I was thinking about doing an Emerald Nuzlocke, and then bringing everything up to, like, later games and keep going forward and forward. Yeah. I think I finished a good amount of games. I was surprised to find when I was going back through them how many I had started but never finished, you know? Like, I got a good way through it. For example, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I don't think I've ever finished a Final Fantasy game. And I've started a good amount of them. Like, I've started 2 or 3 of them, but I just haven't finished them. I think the only one I really finished was Final Fantasy Tactics. For the DS one, the A True Grimoire of the Rift. Which I do have that acronym down pat. Oh boy, here's this Zomboni. You gotta get rid of it with that spikeweed. There we go. That'll work. FF14? Can't say that I've played it. Cannot say that I have played it. Come to think of it, I have FF15 too. But I just haven't. Yeah, like that. Like, I'm like, oh, I have FF15 that I just have not touched, have not downloaded, have not installed, or whatever, you know. Lots of stuff like that, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. 14 is the MMORPG. It looks interesting, but I just don't have, like, a lot of time to invest into a single game like that. Between a part-time job, streaming, and college, I just do not have time to devote to another game like that. I have one mobile game that I play daily, and that's it. And that's Azure Lane, which I think is actually in the About section too. Or is it? I don't know. I know at one point it said that you can ask me about Azure Lane stuff if you want, and people still can. But I don't know. I don't know, MMOs seem like a lot of fun. Like, the interconnectivity of everything and being able to build up a character over time seems like a lot of fun. But I don't know, I just don't have a lot of time to... Oh shoot, that was the wrong plant. At least it's only 20 minutes left. I just don't have a lot of extra time or anything to, like, devote. Well, yeah, I just don't have a lot of time to devote to an MMORPG like that, unfortunately. So does it only work once? No, okay, it does. Work more than once. Yeah, spikeweed, you can just fill up this whole area with spikeweed. If you have enough sun. Speaking of which, we got a big thing coming up, so probably should plant them across so that way if there's a Zomboni, it'll puncture the tires. Have you ever played Command and Conquer or anything like that, Fakins? Phoenix? Sorry, it's Phoenix, isn't it? I apologize. I'll get it eventually. Man, I forgot how old this game is until I opened it up and realized that there were black bars on each side. You've played Dune 2000? Okay. Isn't that like the precursor to pretty much every Command and Conquer game? I think I remember playing a little bit of that once. Because I also have the disc. You learned your first English with that game? Oh boy. Yeah, Command & Conquer 1 was one of my first games too. Although it didn't have as big of an impact on me at the time as Halo and Halo 2 did. Okay. Hockey is Spikeweed's obsession. He's got season tickets, he keeps close track of his favorite players, and he consistently cleans up the office in the office hockey pool. Just one problem. He's terrified of pucks. Everybody likes and respects Torchwood. They like him for his integrity, for his steadfast friendship, for his ability to greatly maximize P damage. But Torchwood has a secret. He can't read. Yeah. Yeah, both that game and CNC 1 is kind of rough around the edges. Like Oh, is that the dolphin guy? Yeah, that's the dolphin guy. Oh no. Isn't this... Yeah, the dolphin's a zombie too. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Okay. Let's rock. Let's go with... You. Do I want to go... I have two options. Okay, so let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, what do I need? I need you. I need you. So either I go with a repeater and Torchwood, or pea shooter, 3-peater, and Torchwood. Happy dolphin sounds. Actually, the dolphin guys are pretty annoying because they are fast in the water. They ride the dolphin. But dolphins are very good, yes. They're also pretty intelligent, which is nice. And very cool. Okay, I think... How do I play this? Yep, okay. Let's go with that. If that doesn't work out, I can try the other way that I was thinking of. But this should be good. Again, I'm kind of glad that they don't try and explain where all the zombies are coming from or anything like that, because that's not the important thing in this game. The important bit is that you have plants, you're trying to protect your house with them, and zombies are coming to eat your brains. The zombie dolphin. Yes. Yep. Zombie dolphins are not known for being quite that intelligent. We do. We have a very nice neighbor named Dave. Yeah, playing this game again makes me sad that EA bought out PopCap, so then they were forced to put a bunch of like mobile stuff into the second one. Like this one's just a straight game that you can play without, even though it is on mobile originally, it's just a straight game you can just play, not have to worry about it being on mobile. But past this game, like, because EA is EA, they forced them to put in a bunch of like microtransaction stuff, so like power-ups you can buy once. Oh no, how spicy are we talking? Are we talking like jalapeno, or are we talking like How spicy, goblins? Well, I shouldn't call him Dave. His name is Crazy Dave, but for short, he asked us to call us. He asked us to call him Crazy Dave. You know, because it's shorter. Oh no! Oh no! Are you okay? Do you have some milk or something handy? See, I'm not the kind of person who will eat that amount of spicy unless it's salsa. The only time when I can get that spicy to that level is like when it's salsa and stuff. Like chicken wings and stuff are not something I enjoy a lot because they're very messy. I don't know, I just like having clean hands when I eat. Go figure. Okay, you just weren't thinking, yeah. I gotta keep a lookout for a zomboni. Oh, that's a dolphin. Okay, so let me pick up the sun, spend some of it. Nope, we're putting down Torchwoods. That's right, that's where we are now. We're at Torchwoods and spike weeds. Don't worry, we'll see plenty more of them, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me. See, there's another one right now. And there he goes. Spikeweeds are very good. Yes, they are. Because they can be put down all over here. They get rid of the Zambonis immediately. And they do damage. Like, overall. And they can't be hurt, really. I don't know if there's any way the zombies can actually actively hurt them. Because they can't eat them. They go away if they pop a Zamboni's tires, but other than that, I can't think of anything. The Zombody team? I can't remember what that one is. Passive damage is great. Passive damage is awesome, yes. In most things, passive damage is great. Especially in long-term things like this. So that should be good. The only thing left is more Torchwoods, pretty much. Because these should take care of any Zambonis. Yeah, this setup seems to work pretty good. What level are we on? We're on 3-8, so we got 2 more levels of this area to go. And then we're on the next area, which I think is actually the last one. Hello! Oh, the sledding team? Yeah, the Slam Toady sledding team is bad. Yeah, they're no fun. Hey, it's our boy, Tall Nut, heavy-duty wall that cannot be vaulted over. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, it's bobsled time. Cool Runnings is such a fun movie. I like how the only note for this one is the dolphin is also a zombie. People wonder if there's a rivalry between Walnut and Tallnut. Tallnut laughs a rich baritone laugh. How could there be anything between us? We are brothers. If you knew what Walnut has done for me. Tallnut's voice trails off and he smiles knowingly. Cool Runnings, yep. Very fun movie. Okay, where were we? Sorry, Tallnut, but I think I can't. I'm spending so much on Torchwood and repeaters, like, because I'm not having any pea shooters or anything. I think Tallnut's gonna have to wait until we get through this area. Okay, so what are we using? We are using also Potato Mine, Repeater, Spikeweed, Torchwood, and what else was there? Oh, Walnut, duh. But yeah, the bobsled team is the more bad part about the Zamboni zombie. Because he himself doesn't move too fast or anything. It's more the fact that several, like 2 or 3 teams of the Zambonis will come after him. 1, 2, Walnut. Okay. It's also a better movie for the fact that it's a true story. Which is crazy to think about, that they managed to, like, win in a sport that they had no, like, business actually, like, even competing in. Because they don't have any snow in their home country, or ice or anything like that. Despite that, they were able to, like, actually come out on top in the Olympics, you know? Very cool. Cool, very cool. Cool Runnings, if you don't know, is a movie about, I think they're from Zimbabwe, and this guy who was going to go to the Olympics for running, like, ended up not making the cut. So he still wants to go to the Olympics. So the way he finds a way to do that is by being on a bobsled team. But the problem is that in Zimbabwe, it's like really hot. It's in Africa, so there's no ice or anything. Despite that they were able to actually win in the Olympics that year. Like, even in real life. Jamaican bobsled team. Yes. It is a lot of fun. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Come on, guys, it's bobsled time. I think I messed up the last bit there. It's not, is it come on, guys? I can't remember. Alright, it's time to start putting down walnuts, because they refresh very slowly. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-da-dun, dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. 3-9. Almost there. Yeah. Same, honestly. It was at least 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, these guys. Maybe I should have brought Walnut, or Tallnut, actually. But, I don't know, it's just so much... I have so many, like, high sun plants already So this should be the last traditional level for this stage, whatever, however you want to call it. I'm still not too sure what to call these areas. This part of the house, I guess, or whatever. Anyway, this should be the last traditional level, and then after this there should be a conveyor belt level where it just throws a bunch of plants at you quickly, and you just have to plant them and keep going. I actually haven't lost on a level yet, which is why we're making good pace, because I think the next area is I want to say the roof, which should be the last one. If we get to the last area, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I seriously don't know what to do. I expected this to take at least 2 days. Unless I'm forgetting another area of this game. Swimming pool, backyard, yeah. So the next area should be the roof. But that's the last area for this game. Then there's like endless mode and stuff, but I don't want to do 4 hours of endless mode tomorrow. I don't know. I'd rather start a new game. The problem is, I guess I could start, what was it, Don't Starve tomorrow? Because I'm gonna play Don't Starve, and then if I, oh shoot. I don't, maybe there is actually. Maybe there is a backyard at night. I can't remember. You might be right actually. Oh no, not another one. There. And a dolphin, okay. Okay, we got a couple more torches, woods to plant down. Then we can start using spike weeds. Oh, and then I got another walnut to place down too. And I should keep planting tangle keeps because they are very good and they are a one-hit KO and they actually respawn very fast. And unlike the spud, they do not require any like setup time. They're just ready to go. I will say, clicking around does feel a little unwieldy. I think this does work better as a mobile game. Yeah, I can't remember if there's a one at night. If I don't finish it today and we finish it tomorrow, like the main campaign, I'll probably do a little bit of endless mode, like just to finish out the stream, so. But I don't want to do 4 hours of endless mode. And mini games and all that. Okay. These guys. One and the same. Okay, I think we're on, yeah, we're on the last wave. Once this guy drops. They're just waiting for him to drop so they can send the last wave at us. Yep. We're doing pretty well, actually. We're set up, I think we'll do just fine on this. Yeah, see, there goes the first Tony. The, cat plant. Yeah, I don't know. I Cat plant. I'm not sure what you're talking about with cat plant. It might be the second game. I can't remember. Cat plant. Do you mean catapult? Hello, we heard you were having a pool party. We think is fun. We'll be right over. Sincerely, the zombies. Yeah. I guess another reason why I wouldn't want to do 4 hours of endless mode is because it would get pretty boring. Like at a certain point, you would just set up pretty much however you want to set it up, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. And then we'll do this, and then this. That's true, they did just invite themselves. Oh, this is gonna be another easy one, isn't it? I mean, with the plans they're giving me, this is gonna be pretty easy. I shouldn't have put the tall nut so far forward on that one. That's fine. Just kind of going on the fly here. Of course, it's akin to shooting myself in the foot if I say it's going to be easy, but so far I haven't lost a level, so I think I'm safe enough to say that I think it'll be easy. Yeah, people who invite themselves over are not fun. And with grandparents who do that sometimes, you know, they just are like, oh, aren't you happy to see us? It's like, well, we would be happier to see you if you had told us ahead of time that you were coming. It's nice to know that you have company coming before they come over. I guess they just think there is a nice surprise, but I'm not a huge fan of surprises, especially when it's company. I wonder if this will get the divers. It will. More dolphins. Nice. Oh my gosh, more dolphins. Okay. That's a lot of dolphins. Man, things are getting nuts. Okay. Shoot, I need more tangled weeds. Or sorry, spike weeds, I mean. Just stack more tall nuts, I guess. Jeez. Look at all these plants they're giving me. That was good. Six walnuts on each side, oh my god. What the heck happened here? What? Game, what? Oh, did this thing crush it? Okay. that thing. That. Put that down here. Oh, no, wait. Just saved it for that Zamboni. That's fine. We'll use a jalapeno. Got one of these guys for me. Thank you. Oh, things are getting kind of crazy. Not like I'll lose crazy, but kind of crazy. There's a lot of going on. It's tall enough forest. Man, there's just a lot of tall nuts. Oh my god, there's so many. I like how they poke their heads up and just so many. Oh, yep, nighttime. You are correct. There is a nighttime backyard. I forgot about that. Aquatic plants that shoots short-range spores. You know, they used to call me the Fog Man, because I would hang out in the fog and jump out at people. Ah, those were the days. Okay. Good to know, Joe. Not Joe. Why say Joe? That is most certainly Crazy Dave. What do I want? Okay, so we got a Jack-in-the-Box zombie. Got a new plant. Sea Shroom has never seen the sea. It's in his name. He's heard loads about it, but he's just never found the time. One day, though, it'll go down. Okay. This is a very good plant. Oh, you crazy Dave. Not recommended for this level. Okay. So there's no graves. Okay. Oh, that's what Crazy Dave was talking about. I forgot. That is a thing, isn't it? The fog is a thing. Okay. That's... Okay.
The zombies are coming.
I do like the nighttime levels. I said that before, but I do like the nighttime levels, though. At least the front yard ones were a lot of fun again. And I do remember liking them the first time I played this game, too. I like the cute mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms are cute. I wish I could use mushrooms throughout the whole game, but sadly they're only available at nighttime. That's true, the coffee bean is a thing. Actually, I think there's an achievement for, like, using the coffee bean and, like, just mushrooms and stuff to beat a daytime stage. Yeah. I hear Jack in the Box. I don't remember what it does, but it can't be anything good. He gets scared. The guy with the Jack in the Box is scared by his own feet. That's a bit odd. Oh, the scaredy shrew. And then boom. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds about right for a Jack in the Box enemy. Bloop bloop bloop. Yep. I also love just filling up the whole map with these things because they're a lot of fun. Here we go. Lights up an area, letting you see through fog. I am not waiting. Sorry, but I'm not wasting a slot on that. Okay, what do we got? We got zombies. Okay, so we got the football zombie. We got Jack in the Box zombie. Ice shrooms. No, I don't think we need that. I think Planturn is like also aquatic as well. Like it can be aquatic or on the ground. Still no pole vaulter, so no reason to bring the tall nut. This zombie shivers, not because he's cold, but because he's crazy. Oh yeah, how are we doing on money? Okay. I should probably buy this at some point. This would be good too. Save up for those two things. This I like, but by the time I get enough money to get it, because we're at 3,220, I won't have use for it because we'll be on the roof. Let's rock. Let's do it. Come on. I don't need to see through the fog, I just need to prepare despite the fog.
Are coming. Brains. Brains.
I wonder if there's an achievement that I'll get at some point for going through one of these levels without any like things to reduce fog. I know there's a plant later that can like blow the fog away. I don't know. Honestly, it does seem like a waste of sunlight when you can just prepare and kind of know where you're putting things down anyway.
Brains.
Like, I get you want to know where the zombies are coming from, but if you just prepare correctly, it'll be fine, right? I don't know. We'll see. I might be wrong, but for so far, doing pretty good. shouldn't put them any farther out, actually. The aquatic ones. I should bring them back. Just clicking around in the fog, trying to figure out where I'm putting this. Oh, I don't need that, actually. That was a waste of sunlight, unfortunately. I'm just planting things kind of randomly. Just kind of clicking in the fog until I plant it where I need to. Okay. A little bit more sun, and I can plant another one of these. I think this is what they call accuracy by volume, where you're not being accurate at all, you're just spraying, and because you're spraying so much like fire everywhere, it doesn't matter about being accurate. I wonder why that was chosen for ice cream trucks. I don't know about you guys, but over here in the States, that and a couple other nursery rhyme songs are prominently what plays on ice cream trucks. Probably because it was something that kids could identify. I never really did ice cream trucks too much as a kid. They were mostly gone by the time I grew up. Yeah, by the time I grew up, at least over here, ice cream trucks are mostly gone. And they were always super overpriced, so my parents didn't want to give me any money for them either. Which was fair, honestly, in hindsight. I was always jealous of the kids who actually got to go and get ice cream from the ice cream truck, though. I think I've filled up pretty much all the tiles on this map at this point. Yeah. It was probably, again, probably because it was something that kids could recognize. Because it was supposed to be like a nursery rhyme. Oh yeah, this thing. Because you needed to shoot down balloon guys. Do we have balloon guys? We have balloon guys. Gotcha. Oh boy. think instead of these, I'll take the new ones. And then maybe instead of Tangle Kelp. I don't know. Tangle Kelp has been pretty good to me. Let's take Tangle Kelp again. Instead of Spikeweed. Instead of Spikeweed, we'll take the Ice Shroom. I feel like that would have been more helpful there. And then Walnut, because still no Paul Walters. Did you work at a place that sold ice cream? That would be even funnier. Because the guy is trying to sell ice cream near a place that sells ice cream. Oh, no? Okay.
The zombies are coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Ice cream trucks are kind of a weird thing. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just another kind of food truck, but instead this one is aimed at children? Specifically children's parents, because you know that no kid's gonna have enough money to buy himself his own ice cream. Yeah, I don't know. And then you've got the whole adults selling food to kids thing and all that, and the vans and everything, and it's a little uncomfortable, I guess, is the correct term for that. Ice cream is for everyone, that's true. However, it seems, but ice cream trucks in general were aimed specifically at kids. Oh gosh darn it, I planted him over here. I should have planted him over there. Come on, am I gonna have enough? Maybe. Oh, I just needed a little bit more. There it is, there it is, there it is. Plant him. Here, I'll put this here. It'll give you a couple more seconds to go at him. No, come on. What am I supposed to do with this guy? Come on. You're kidding me. Alright, alright. Here. Alright, at least I got some sunshine out of that. Okay. And then... yeah, that's unfortunate. I think that's the first lawnmower I've ended up having to use in a while. Oh no, he's on the water. Oh my gosh, I just thought of it. Smoke on the water. Gosh dang it. Smoke on the water. Fire in the sky. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, that's right. He also keeps the balloon guys away. Yeah, okay. But then he can't shoot at any other enemies either. Isn't he, like, not limited to one lane, though? She's prickly, sure, but cactus' spikes belly is spongy heart filled with love and goodwill. She just wants to hug and be hugged. Most folks can't hang with that, but Cactus doesn't mind. She's been seeing an armadillo for a while, and it really seems to be working out. When Blower was 5, he got a shiny new birthday cake. Blower made a wish, huffed and puffed, but was able to extinguish only 60% of the candles. Instead of giving up, though, he used that early defeat as a catalyst to push himself harder ever since. Good for him. Balloon Zombie really lucked out. The balloon thing really works, and none of the other zombies have picked up on it. Okay, so... blows away all balloon zombies and fuck. Oh, thanks for the follow. Oh, bedtime for you? Okay. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the follow. See you again sometime, maybe. Okay. I should take Sunshroom, Puffroom, Seashroom at least to start with. And then I guess also Lily Pad. I'm gonna try Clover. And then... what else was I taking? Right, Tangle Kelp and... Ice Shroom.
The zombies are coming. Brains.
Okay, and then we put on lily pads. Oh, I should put it up here. Another Sunshroom. Another lily pad. Oh, gotta put down the Sunshroom. Seashroom's up.
Brains.
Okay, and then... oh, I gotta put down a, one of those clovers, yep. No, Glovers. Yeah, okay, so he gets rid of all the fog. And all... okay. Alright, I see how this works. Okay. Holy cow. I don't know how long this lasts, but actually having that fog over here is pretty nice. Could admit that. Okay, so it is fairly temporary. See, I just don't know. For one-time use, it doesn't seem like quite worth it, though. Yeah, okay. I think I've figured out how I want to do this. Okay, and then... Okay. I gotta listen for the sound cue of the balloon blowing up now, because I can't see it. Thankfully, just like the dolphin, it has a sound cue. There it is. And there it goes. There's another one. Yeah, this isn't gonna work permanently. But it should be fine for this level at least. Finish at this level and then I can get to actually what I want for the next room is almost recharged. Almost to 4,000. Hey, it's Crazy Dave's Taco. What are you gonna do with a taco? You found my magic taco. I must have it. I'll give you 1,000. Yes, the taco is mine. Why did I give you so much money for a taco? Because I'm crazy. Take a look around my shop. You notice I got some new items in stock. Oh yeah, the cat things. This is what she was talking about. Actually, that's not bad at all. I would like that. Okay. Gatling peas would be nice. Twin sunflowers would be nice. This would be nice. This would be nice. This is kind of only if. Yeah. I can look at this whenever. Oh! Me and my buddy Harvey, Flaxester, used to break faces when we poured. Well, Harvey's out of town, so you're with me, coming with me, Harvey, too. Break it like you mean it, Harvey. Man, you brought those vases nice and good. Broke them like I was back digging through those trash cans. Here, I got you some more vases. Gotta be careful about breaking them too fast, though. You don't want to add more zombies than you can handle. And now we wait. Oh, hello, money. Waiting, waiting. This is the weaker part of this game. There we go. All right. This should be the last of them. Break those and you're all done. And again, waiting. Oh well. Give me a sec to look at my phone notifications, I guess. Because at this point, either I win or I lose, and I don't... No, I will win. I just have to use the lawnmower. And there it is. Oh, no. No. There's only one reason for this. There's only one reason why you'd need something that can shoot forwards and backwards. You. The digger zombie. Gosh dang it. Okay. Do I want to leave Digger Zombie for tomorrow? Because I have like 9 more minutes left. You know what? I think I'm gonna leave Digger Zombie for tomorrow. Blah blah blah, I accept. Let me try making my Zomtar again. See if it'll show up next time and stuff. Cool. Maybe, I think he's the flag guy now. I want to say that? Whatever. Okay. So we are on level 4-6. I think there is only like, I want to say after this, there's only like the roof left after this bit. Which actually works out, because then we'll do, there's about half of the, yeah, okay. And then we'll do some endless mode, I guess, or survival or whatever, for a little while. Do some puzzles or whatever. Yeah, we can look at some of the other stuff, and then, yeah, that'll work out. Oh, hey, SCP. I'm actually ending stream right now. Sorry. But I will be live again tomorrow, at the same time. Oh, SDP, I don't know if you know, but I have a Discord. Yes, bad timing. Link is in the About section or whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. You're in your Discord. Okay, sounds good. Sorry. I can't keep track of who is and who isn't at this point. Maybe we should make a command for that. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a good day, STP. I hope everybody's having a good day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever. And I hopefully will see you tomorrow to finish Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.